Hi, and welcome back to my orchid life. I appreciate you coming by for a visit. If you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like, and don't forget to leave any comments on any questions you might have. Anything I might cover that I didn't go into detail on, that you have questions, I'll be happy to answer those for you. And if you enjoy orchids as much as I do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do post minimum 3 times a week. I do try to post every day. However, I do have a full-time job, so sometimes that's not possible, but I do post minimum 3 times a week. And mostly I talk about Phalaenopsis. I do have Cattleyas, Oncidiums, some Dendrobiums, but mainly my collection consists of Phalaenopsis. Both the hybrids and what we are going to talk about today, because I am now getting into the novelty summer Phalaenopsis. I just have always thought they were so pretty, and I love their growth pattern. And the fact that their spikes are continuous and they're continuous bloomers. And now that I feel pretty confident on how to care for Phalaenopsis, I'm getting into the specialized. Let's start. I got all of these from Brookside Orchid back in July. I believe I received them on the 14th, on the 14th of July. So it's been about 6 weeks. All of them are in a moss setup except for the japonica. I have her in a bark perlite charcoal mixture, only because I read that they do like a little more of a wet dry cycle similar to our hybrids, but they still prefer a little more moisture than the hybrids, if that makes any sense. They don't want to be dry for too long. Let's get started. Speaking of the japonica, let's just start with her. So when I received her, she had these 3 aerial roots already. She has now started to extend the roots on this aerial root there. And she's got this root here that is extending into the pot as well. Let's see, I don't see any more new roots, but she's not doing anything else. She hasn't started any new leaf growth. Her leaves are taking longer to relax. She is starting to relax them a little bit. They were actually sticking straight up when I got her. So she is relaxing a little bit. I have her in this decorative container with some rock at the bottom. And what that does is any excess water that I might have left in the pot without letting it drain, it just drains down and then just adds extra humidity. And then we have our Evergreen, our Yaphon Evergreen that, look at these leaves, look at this. They've completely relaxed. Now this one was sticking up. She has 2 spikes. This one here has yet to produce a bloom, but it does look like she now has a bloom getting ready to start on it. And she just dropped this flower here yesterday, but she is working on another bud here. And that is one of the things I love about these guys, is that they are continuous bloomers. And I do know that generally they bloom in the spring and summertime. So I'm curious to see if they're going to continue blooming in my home, since I grow in my home and there's not a real big temperature change. Except for the winter, it does get warmer, and then these guys do grow when it's warmer. So I'm wondering if they'll take off on growth this winter and kind of be backwards. That'll be an interesting thing to watch. And then we have our Yin's Black Eagle, who is working on a new root. Has a couple of roots here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it from the, there it is. See that nice new root there? And then let's see, there's no roots on the outside because her root system wasn't long enough for me to spread it out, because I do like to, when I repot my orchids, I do like to spread the roots and get some on the edge of the pot so that I can keep an eye on it. And then we have our mannii, kind of like this. See how all the roots are on the outside? And that's just because she, out of all 6 of them, had the best root system. And she did come with a little discoloration, and I thought it was magnesium, so I did boost her magnesium up, CalMag, and she's starting to darken again. So I think that's fixed it. As well as this new leaf had some magnesium looked like deficiency on it, and it is now darkened up as well. So I think that was the problem. She has produced 4 blooms for me since I got her, and she is working on, let's see, 2 more. I don't know if you can see that or not, but she's working on 2 more blooms. And where she sits in the grow shelf, she's about that far away from the light. So if this spike continues to extend, I may have to move her to my Cattleya shelf, which is right there, just so she has room for that spike. And then we have our bellina coerulea, who has a nice cute little root coming in right there, and she's got a couple of roots underneath, and then I do believe, yes, I have one root here that I can monitor, and this is why I like to keep them on the edge, so that monitoring this one, if this one, something starts happening to this one, I usually will go into the pot and find out, see what else is going on. She came with this leaf here that is still growing. It was really tiny when I got it, and she's relaxed her other leaves. And then we have our mannii. This one here has the most beautiful flowers. It is white with a orange golden middle. Oh, it's just so pretty, so very pretty. But she is also growing some new roots. She had the least root system of the repots. And I'll post the videos of when I got them and then of the repot as well, so you can go and kind of see what they looked like before. But she also came and she was her leaves were kind of sticking more upright, but she's starting to relax her leaves as well. Other than that one root, I don't see any other on the outside. I did just water them all today. And what I do is, once the moss is almost dry, it looks almost dry, I will just pour water in the back, and then I'll wait and watch it absorb. And once it's all absorbed, then I just don't add any more water, but I add a little bit at a time, just because I don't want these to get waterlogged. So that is what they are doing right now. So it'll be interesting, like I said, to see during the winter if they increase in growth, because it will be warmer in here. And they are generally warm growers. You can grow them intermediate. I'm growing mine intermediate, but I'm just curious as to see what will happen once it gets warmer in the house, if these guys take off a little bit more and kind of get themselves backwards. Leave in the comments down below what your prediction is. Do you think that'll happen, or do you grow these in your home year-round with heater and air conditioning and whatnot, where you kind of can control a can't say the word, temperature, and do they speed up in the winter, or do they stay on track and just really pick up in the spring and the summer? All right, well guys, I appreciate you stopping by, and if you have any questions, if you want more information, want me to do a spotlight video on any of these or any of the other orchids that I have, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. I'll be happy to do that for you. I am planning to do a in-depth video on all of my summer novelty phals, just because they are like crosses and kind of go into their background. Are they fragrant? That kind of thing. I'm working on that in the background. If that is something that interests you, let me know and I'll do it sooner rather than later. And with that, I hope everyone has a great rest of the day. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.